You know the rest. Come chat with DP. Call me Damian Phillips. Yeah. Come listen as I share everything. Just know it's a general knowledge. VP is my name. Please don't spoil it. Big up Portland, St. Thomas, Jamaica, and America. Me a bring, come chat, voice your concerns as I share everything. Just knowledge. Come chat with DP. Call me Damian Phillips. Ooh yeah, Phillips. Call me Damian Phillips. Yeah. DP, stand the lips. All who never knew get with it. So see your girl's phone and it's my name. DP, don't feel no way. I just the habit. DP stands for Damian Phillips. All who never knew get with it. Hey, adjust the habit. Politics, politics, it doesn't matter. Me, I go talk. Bringing light to the lost, so you will get it. DP is my name, please don't spoil it. Big up Portland, St. Thomas, Jamaica, and America. Come listen to my show on the corner. I bring, come chat, voice your concerns as I share everything. Just know it's a general knowledge. Views expressed, you know the rest. Come chat with DP. Call me Damian Phillips. Yeah.
Good evening, 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 good evening. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? It is December. Can you believe it? December. I think my TikTok studio is working, but it is dragging my computer going like it can't manage it. Vibes Conner, talk to me. How my sound over there? Everything good? I wonder if I minimize that. So it don't run that much. Or I may just have to go straight from my phone. Cause yeah, it is logging my computer. So let's do that. So let's play the promo again. Let me go straight to just using my phone to do the
Deep for Damian Phillips,
song. Right.
all who never knew get with it. So if you see a girl's phone and it's my name DP, don't feel no way, adjust the habit. Politics, it doesn't matter, me I go talk. Bringing light to the lost so you will get it. DP is my name, please don't spoil it. Big up Portland, St. Thomas, Jamaica and America. Come listen my show. On the corner me I bring, come chat, voice your concerns. As I share everything, just know it's a general knowledge. Views expressed, you know the rest. Come chat with DP, call me Damian Phillips, yeah. So if you see your girl's phone and it's my name DP, don't feel no way, or just the habit. Politics, it doesn't matter, me I go talk. Bringing light to the lost so you will get it. DP is my name, please don't spoil it. Big up Portland, St. Thomas, Jamaica and America. Come listen my show. On the corner me I bring, come chat, voice your concerns. As I share everything, just know it's a general knowledge. Yeah, views expressed, you know the rest. Come chat with DP, call me Damian Phillips, yeah.
All right, we're circling now. Everything is looking okay now. Let me know. Or is it still dragging? Still lagging? Still dragging? Is it smooth on your side? Let me know. Can I move this wherever I want? So it is a evening, and I am here, and we will be having our show. It's if anybody coming in. Simone, let me know. The video look choppy. The audio is cutting. Let me know. Hey V, I missed you a couple of weeks now. I missed you. Let me know if the video is chopping and if the audio is chopping, and I will start in a minute. Um, a lot to talk about though. A lot to talk about. Let me welcome my Vibes Corner Radio family. This is my home. Um, cover Ticket, New York, New Jersey, all of them places. The World Wide Web, of course. People say that. People still say World Wide Web. Don't know. Um, but if you want good entertainment, not no boogie, you got nothing. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Place to be is Vibe on a radio, right? And if you want to hear about politics, place to be in the night, it's Vibes Corner Radio. You understand? Jamaica running into the weekend was the decision of the cabinet. I noticed I didn't say government, I said the cabinet, to get people to get back their light. There are people in Jamaica right now are extremely miserable because it took me back some 37 tried to remember Gilbert. It was electricity, but I remember in the naturally because again, can't tell you, my mother never have no light in the house, as in electric light, because nothing had changed. However, I could see the street light in my house. No problem when dust, as we say in Jamaica, come down and no street light. Months, like I say. And I was young, so maybe that's the reason why I didn't hear the complaint. Of course, we didn't have social media like we have right now. Which somebody said to me, some people can go on somebody's live who that person is the opportunity, saying that they have been going live prior to the hurricane and even after the hurricane. In the hurricane, they have been going live. Right? Capitalizing on Jamaica's misfortune, but it's not so much that they're capitalizing. The PM visited the sovereign nation. Simone, is my video choppy? Is it smooth? Is the audio chopping? Is the audio smooth? Let me know, please, 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 please. I need you to answer me, or somebody, anybody. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly or if it's chopping, because at Vibes Corner, high quality. You understand? We don't believe in the foolishness. And if we know better, we want to do better. So let me know, Simone, if you hear me clearly and if you're seeing me clearly, or any at all for that matter. Again, big up Vibes Corner Radio, big up TikTok, and of course, you know, I'm also live on my YouTube channel. All right, so I have something I want to play, waiting on them to load. But Minister Vaz asked a question. No, he was asked a question. He didn't ask no question. A choppy video, somebody respond. So let's do this. Let me say about the promo and get off and go live on my phone straight. This should help.
DP stands for Damian Phillips, all who never get with it. So if you see a girl's phone and it's my name DP, don't feel no way, or just the habit. Politics, it doesn't matter, me I go talk. Bringing light to the last so you will get it. DP is my name, please don't spoil it. Big up Portland St. Thomas, Jamaica, Africa. Come listen my show on the Pnp. I bring come chat, voice your concern, share everything. Just know it's a general knowledge. Use Express, you know the rest. Come chat with DP. Call me Damian Phillips. Yeah.
All right. So Simone responding to me, I guess, after I did what I needed to do. Or were you saying, Simone, that all along you were seeing me clear and the video wasn't chopping or anything? Well, anyway. So seems like I won't get to play the audios, which that's not nice. So much restraint. Because I had a lot planned for you, people tonight. One was, and trust me, them say things, it seems like something to change. From I was on Satcom cable in Port Antonio, Portland. I'll have guests and I say, yeah man, things are gonna nice tonight and thing, and then because I did ask somebody from St. Vincent and the Grenadines to be my guest tonight. And I did ask from about Friday, either Friday or Saturday. She did agree. Um, the last thing I heard, she said she messaged me and said she's heading out now, but we can talk. And I am the first to say sometimes I really don't understand females because there are things that maybe we should do and we not do or we shouldn't do. Like, so I'm like thinking, but I'm like, oh, the last time I had to do anything like that. So I should have audio is clear now. Okay. I should have checked back, with her Saturday night into Sunday and don't just wait until today. I messaged her today and I say, let me know if you're still available. This is the link that we use. And no response. So that's that. But I always have a backup. It's good to always have a backup because if you don't have backup, you'll get what you don't get. Yeah. All right. So the controversy is, oh yeah, that's what I was pulling up a while ago. And maybe I should ask it as a question. And then again, maybe I already know the answer because for some reason, I don't get PMP supporters to comment. Let me say that because I know that they're watching. I hear the comments that they make, about me on their lives. So we know there's no two way about that. But they don't come and argue with me or, have a discourse. So that's that. So the minister told the country that they came up on a dilemma. You can just interact with your live chat. That's exactly what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. And I hope you guys get the courage of calling as well, although don't call tonight because that is what I was trying to go around. I finally get TikTok Studio to work on my computer, but it seems as if that was causing the video to drag. I was sending it to the radio station plus YouTube plus where else? Yeah, all over. So, more I want to start call to. And I can call upon WhatsApp, yes, because this machine here should be able to take WhatsApp calls. So the question is, was it a wrong move for a caring cabinet, and notice I say cabinet and not government? Because, and Simone is reminding us to like up the live, government includes the opposition, which They haven't realized yet that they are a part of the government. So I've heard statements from members of parliament, but because they're opposition, saying they have been on the ground and they haven't seen anybody from the government. And I kind of find it difficult that we have to be teaching some people something that they should already know. Let me put it like that. Because the government is not just JLP members. PMP, the opposition, comprises or make up the government. So anytime you hear them bashing and cussing and say whatever, remember again, one of the many lies that they were telling over a year or two is that the prime minister gave himself 300% raise, him and him government. And did Mark Golden got an increase? Did the other 13 MPs got an increase as much as they weren't attending parliament? I don't know. I can't say they weren't doing any work in their constituency. I don't have the information about that. But a Dr. Peter Phillips, who made it known that he was stepping aside, he wasn't seeking re-election. We saw Lisa Hanna. She also stopped going to parliament. And I think I heard of a couple other names. And remember, there was a big thing. They're saying, oh, why are we still paying these people and they're not showing up at parliament? But the people that come out with it are one JLP person I would have a problem with. But them broad brush it. So I was making the different. Making a difference between the cabinet and the parliament and government. So the cabinet met and they made a decision to give JPS a loan. So when you hear anybody say loan JPS, because again, I'm wondering if there are people who are um intentionally trying to confuse people. I'm wondering. Because a loan is not like somebody come over your yard and say, lend me this no. And that we are talking about. That's not what we're talking about. It comes with, and I'm bringing up in a minute, the minister himself talking about what it is. And for my TikTok people, you see I have up on the background there. Just learned how to do this last night. Big up yourself, my friend Kerry from TikTok. Because I wanted you guys to see, my studio outlay and everything that I play. You could be able to see it from there, but I've got to do some more work on that. So is not your neighbor come over and say, lend me 2 egg till the weekend when we go to supermarket. No, that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is terms and condition, an agreement for the government to get back the money with interest. I was sharing this with on a live the other day, and the persons on the live weren't aware that this wasn't a grant. No, sorry. They were aware that it was a loan, but they didn't know that it came with interest. So the mischief that they're trying to create to say why the government in such a time taking up money to loan to JPS and then come with all kind of issues. But let's listen to the minister.
The leader of the opposition posed a question to me after my statement to Parliament, pretty much asking why would we release 150 million US dollars to the JPS without the JPS satisfying us that they have the ability to raise the additional $200 million that they would need. And my simple answer was that the people want light. And if I can get a deal where I can lend them $150 million and bring forward the restoration of power in the most affected areas by the end of January, early February, as against April, May, and possibly June, which is a projected timeline of the JPS, then I'm still at a loss as to how he could expect a responsible government to wait for a full financial package, which will take months to conclude and finalize, and not go ahead with the money that the government is prepared to lend on specific terms, which secures the government and the people of Jamaica and the taxpayers, whichever way the situation goes. They have a 5-year loan. If they get a license, a new license, they can raise capital and pay us back in 2 years when the license would be renewed.
Thank you very much, Minister. So you hear that? You're not going to hear those talking points from PNP vloggers, even some who call themselves broadcasters. Yeah, they call themselves broadcasters, but if you realize what is happening now, even the party leader himself, speaking of Mark Golden, you will hear him with things. It's great listening to you. Continue. Thank you. You will hear him with stuff that you say to yourself, but hold on. Me not hear one of them mad they said pan a YouTube channel. Yep. So I asked Simon Croskill last week Friday if it was only that Mark was questioning where JPS will be getting the additional funds from, or did the leader of the opposition emphatically said, do not issue the $150 million until we're sure where we're getting, or they're getting, the rest of the money from. Right? Heard Philip Paul on a PNP vlogger live, and I used to joke and say, we need the PNP in opposition because it seems that's the only time they have brilliant ideas, good ideas. You know, the back seat drivers kind of scenario where you're in the back seat, so you want to dictate to the person who has control, and me say, I wish the clip them load up so me can play them phone tonight, you see. Because they know the truth. I heard Dawes also on a platform, Dr. Dawes, that is, Alfred Dawes. And when the PNP vlogger tried to push him to say, so, what are we doing? And Dr. Dawes say, pray. And the host who normally starts his show with prayers sometime and with Bible verse, Psalms quoting and all of that, he sounded like an atheist when Dr. Dawes said pray, because of course we need to pray. Yeah, what is wrong with prayer? And he was saying, but that's not good enough. It didn't feel comfortable until Dr. Dawes said, we can try to nudge the party. But Dr. Dawes stated it that, listen, we practice a Westminster English language. Then me have to be careful now when me talk no English. Although I have a pass CXC in English, you know, I wouldn't say that I'm proficient. Some people think Andrew Holness alone is the government. Yes. I see even the madman, the one that claimed that he sent stuff on a cargo to Jamaica. Somebody sent me a clip just before coming on, and they title it "The DJ Addressing Dr. Holness." That person cannot address Dr. Holness. Somebody that the the entire world had to extend grace after a prison sentence. He was found guilty for narcotics, smuggling, and dealing with. You are no match, sir, to talk about your addressing Dr. Andrew Michael Holness. You can't. You don't have what it take. As much as he said, and this was a talking point and stirred up some people into the whole weekend, I heard one, and like I said, people be careful. Because when somebody is on a what they call or deem a national radio station, and they're peddling lies and false narratives saying more people have lost their house totally than those who have lost their roof. And he gave a 90,000 figure. And when the same PMP colleague questioned him and said, "You're sure about that?" He said yes. And when the PMP vlogger said, "Where you get those numbers from?" He said, "The government." And then when he ended up reading the so-called information, it's 120, as gone to him. I'm not reporting, I'm repeating. It's 128,000 roofs that have been displaced. And as gone to his figure, 90,000 houses. So I shouldn't read that name, the English thing. No, I make mistake because I don't want to make any mistake. What is the court convict issue with Dr. Wall? He was in a venue. Big Son Copper Shot. He was working out on Copper Shot. And he said he's addressing, well, they title it that way. And as gone to him, he's saying it's time for poor people to get things. And when you send stuff, the thief in people, them not to take it out. That was his dilemma. So the mischief of the PNP, they want the people, and I'm not going to stop saying it because that's how I see it. I can't see how I'm a member of parliament for a constituency who had been devastated by Hurricane Melissa. Just be yourself. Tongue in cheek, Simone. No. Come on. You know I can handle myself. And the minister come out and say, we're going to fast track JPS. So we can bear to know that our brothers and sisters, apart from the natural disaster that they're encountering and the aftermath, there's something man-made, electricity. And there's a decision that we can make as cabinet, that we have made as cabinet, to alleviate the stress somewhat. And I am a member of parliament, and I am saying no to that. I need to find that clip. Because Ian Hills, who is the member of parliament for Western Westmoreland, put things into place by categorically stating that they don't want no light. They want houses. And I saw Minister Vaz making note of it, because I've heard several media personalities, media personnel, that's the character, media personnel. I'm going to mess with this for the entire show. Saying that no, including Simon Croskill, because I messaged him on Friday and I say, damn minister. That's the next thing that pissed me off. I was watching this live and the PNP vlogger calling Philip Paulwell minister. Minister, some minister. Paulwell is not a minister. Minister of what? Religion? No, he's not. And as an in the law thing, they don't call them minister. He's an attorney. Yes, they clip them, load them one play. Yes. Good. I like when things go my way. Me a Taurus, April my born. Yes, I love when things go my way. A lot of people have a problem with that, but so it go. He's not a minister. No, there's no PNP minister in Jamaica right now. You can only be a minister when your party form the government. That's the only time you're a minister. No other time you're a minister. Although Ronnie Twaits held his Reverend Ronnie Twaits. So, that kind of different. I'm retired. I'm not in politics no more. But I am saying to myself, and let me bring it to you. And I'm going to only deal with 5 constituency. I know it's more, so nobody not jump down my throat. Yes, I love Simon. I love Simon Kraskill. And here why I love Simon Kraskill. We kind of tend to have the same kind of temperament where I love a good debate. And I hear him say stuff like that, even at school. Going when he was attending high school, teachers. Yes, I was told by teachers that I should become a lawyer because I love to argue. I thought I was going to become a preacher at one point, but me never know say there was going to be something such as talk show where I would love. And yes, my stint didn't start with TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or X or none of them. No, long before that, but that's a long story. That's not what we're talking about tonight. Look who is back as well. Hi, Miss B. So 5 constituency. We know that is there are 7 parishes that got the blunt of Melissa, but I am zoning in now. I'm going to zoning on 5 constituency. And these are 5 PNP constituencies. Eastern Westmoreland, Central Westmoreland, Western Westmoreland, East and West Hanover. Apart from not having the ability to make the right decision, what else do these 5 constituencies have in common? What else they have in common? They all have PNP member of parliament. Yes. They were given the PNP Kool-Aid prior to September 3. And they drank and they drank and they drank. So now, and every time I see Dr. Dayton Campbell face, I question it to say, I wonder if him still happy saying win. Wonder if he's having thoughts like, why me never give myself East Portland seat in Portland's constituency, or why I didn't give myself constituency Damian Crawford or Nikisha. Why did I choose Westmoreland? And I've been on several TikTok live. I was kind of even getting mad at myself because I did one live for over 2 hours last night till after 12. And then I was experimenting with TikTok so I can have wallpaper with whatever I want in the backdrop there. And one of my friends came on and was talking me through it. Big up yourself, Kerry. And ending up in another live. And like I was explaining a while ago, me and Simon kind of have this thing. I cannot tolerate somebody who is have a different way of thinking. And because I'm not a PNP, I am not going to be disrespectful, talk over you, call your names, and all of that. No, I can't do it. So this young man came on and he sent a request. And for those of you who don't know, because me just learn these things. When I hear people talk about chat right now, is really TikTok they're talking. So, when you're on the chat, so they will refer those of you watching know that you're on the chat. And they have this thing that they call bring you up in the box. When I used to hear these expressions bring it up in the box, I used to wonder what it is. So me learn, me like share. So when you say bring in the box, it mean you add the person on your live to have a conversation with. So instead of they just stay down and you bring them up. Yeah, you need to learn. You bring them up in the box, and then to remove them, you bring them down, or them can go down themselves into the comment section. So all of these things. So anyway, this young man called himself Kaya. And he came on and he sounded respectful. He never did a dismin or nothing, but he make it clear that, he's a PNP and all of this stuff. I asked him a couple of questions because I wanted to hear, kind of gauge, without just having people talking randomly. He lives in New York, owns his business in New York and all of that, but he's one of them that say, his take exactly is that the government should not come up with 150 million to give, as they keep on saying, which is a lie. It is not a gift. It is not a grant. To loan to JPS. And the reasons from the PNP is that JPS is a private entity. I want to hear somebody, and I'm not lying so I can call names, when you hear a Ralston Hyman bellowing his point to say, wrong decision by the cabinet. Because what they should have done is let JPS go and find the money themselves. What that would mean, because obviously it's conversation that the opposition is not privy to. The opposition, they make up the parliament, but not the cabinet. So the discussion was, JPS is saying, or I've put on the table, we're going to need some money. We need to have additional linesmen. I mean, no, is the term linesman, and you don't pluralize it because that is like it. Let me behave. We need additional workers. We also need additional bucket trucks. And let me hasten to say, JPS published that they have already restored the commodity to 74% of their customers. So what is left is that most of that that figure is Westmoreland and Hanover. And I don't want to put the people in business out there, but let me ask it as a question, because I'm learning from the PNP. When they're starting the rumors and stuff, them say, and they call the radio station and they ask questions. Like one of the questions there's a propaganda going with it, is that Dr. Holness will no longer be the Prime Minister of Jamaica come December 8th. And I know some people say, DP, you shouldn't repeat these foolishness when you hear them. But how are you going to mash down the lies if you don't know what the lies are? And even last night, JLP supporters were on my live, or up to this morning, 3 o'clock. They come to a consensus. They say they kind of think that the government need to take an approach now where once a lie starts, don't let it put on its pants. Although the saying say, lie fly around the world how many times before truth can put on his pants. But I learned something from a young man. He used the moniker Jamaican Yardy. Stated that he lives in Germany. That every lie has an expiration date. And I say, I'm going to take that and run with it like Omar Davis said we're supposed to. Back in the 90s when they were running. Say, have an election for win, so run with it. Every lie has an expiration date. So when you hear a Ralston Hyman, he's saying, no. Philip Paulwell, and I'm going to play the clips too, also saying, we shouldn't, wrong move. Wrong move. Let the JPS go out and get the money. However, same people them not listen to foolishness now. Philip Powell is saying the government shouldn't have waited for the contract to end 2027. The government could have called in, and that is what they would have done. And you hear me use it correctly a while ago? The PNP would have is something that I hate with a passion. The misuse of would have. So, me explain so me use it correctly. If the PNP had won the election, they would have called in JPS and say, listen, whatever, which is foolishness. You can't have a 20-year contract. And what the government is saying and the opposition has come to them, they're in agreement of same, is that we cannot renew the contract in its current form. We can't. So we agree on that, right? But the person who is saying this are one of the front runners saying this. He was one of them that was at the front of the line. I can display that. He was at the front of the line in the negotiation of the contract that JPS got. So when I hear him saying stuff like some of the things that we need to change, we can no longer give a company a contract that lasts 20 years. It must be 10 or 5. And I say, you see, there's a luxury that the opposition have, and that luxury is to chat anything you want to chat. Right? Chat anything you want to chat because nobody is going to hold you accountable. For example, the leader of the opposition, he stated in Parliament Tuesday that no, do not disperse no government fund to JPS, which is a private entity, until we know where the balance of the money, the remainder, is coming from. That translates to, and if you have a problem with politics, osh. The good thing with the internet is that if you want to watch pornographic material, it is there free. It's not like the early 2000s or late 90s that you had to pay for it. You remember Playboy magazine? You had to no, you have even pornography that is free. If you want to watch people sit down and eat food and get fat, that is, so you don't need to come here and advise on a discuss. You don't want to hear about politics, osh. All right. That being said, Mark Golden is saying, I am okay with my supporters, people that voted for me in East, West, Central, Westmoreland, and in Hanover, and Miss Birchall seat where they kick out Oma Davis, and the lady in Zelika Jess in St. Elizabeth. We are okay on this side. With these people, don't get back the lights. Until JPS can tell. But so here what happen now. The same people are saying JPS at this point cannot get a cent as loan because the contract will expire within 2 years. So, see, them confused. So, they want the government, which I see something, so let me go there. And me, it kind of bun me, I'm want to talk about it. But me know it's the right thing to do, but the human part of me really upset. After Richard Curry talk all kind of manner of evil about Dr. Holness, say something way I won't repeat on my life because it's not worthy of being repeated. Prime Minister visit a compound. The Prime Minister didn't just visit a compound. That's one of the questions the DJ was asking. The DJ say, him see Busy Signal issued stuff. Him see Vibes Cartel issued stuff. And he named some others. Shaggy. Sean Paul, but him no see the Prime Minister issue out one parcel. That's another thing that the PNP has been saying. They haven't seen the Prime Minister. And I can recall hearing Member of Parliament talking about how they go to the constituency office every Friday and they issue out 50-50 chicken. And I say, good grief. That is not the responsibility of an MP. I don't want my MP feeling that his or her responsibility is to be issuing out chicken and chicken feed. No. So, the foolishness that I'm hearing from people who are supposed to be educated, talking about they haven't seen the Prime Minister issue out one parcel of relief. I have a clip I want to play because I heard it and I didn't want to believe it. But when I hear the Member of Parliament, which is the spokesperson on health, sharing that the people them don't want no more care package. So there's two lies running simultaneously. They're saying that the government not issuing out the care packages. They're also saying that there are people who they haven't gotten one care package in the 4 weeks since Hurricane Melissa. But Dawes is letting the public know, the world know, that there are people who they have enough food that they can open a wholesale. Let's see if we can bring up that clip. Let's see if we can bring up that clip because me hear it.
24. I don't like this thing about 150 billion US because people don't understand. 24 billion. We curse about Cornwall Regional, that Cornwall Regional overspend. This money that is being lent to JPS is the same as what is going to take to finish Cornwall Regional Hospital. And while we're prioritizing that, there are people still scavenging. And at the same time, you have people getting so much care packages that they can open a corner shop. So while we're prioritizing that,
this is the voice of Dr.
there are
Dawes.
people still scavenging. And at the same time, you have people getting so much care packages that they can open a corner shop. So you see where resources are concentrated in Anthem and can't get to the people. You see where money is coming in and we're taking it and lending it to a private company that is foreign owned mostly. And we're seeing where aid is getting to the same.
You hear that for yourself. Dr. Dawes said that the people them, and that was one of the thing he mentioned, because he said some different ways. So make it make sense. They're not getting any aid. They need more aid. They're not getting a food package. They don't see the Prime Minister handing out no food packages. But the people them have enough food packages that they can open a corner shop. And I think it was him or someone of them say, one bag of rice is being sold for $100. Yes. One bag of rice is being sold for $150. So, back to Hyman. I hear somebody say something the other day, and I don't use it. But let me tell you people something. I taught for about 9 going 10 years. So I have what it takes to say, come to the front of the line, front of the class. I repeated those words for a good 9 years. Yes. so I can do it. Some people know that is what the vlogger was saying. Some people know talking about they're bringing people to the front of the line. They don't know their A from Bullfoot, as you would say. But it sounds good, right? So Hyman, come to the front of the line, sir. Come get your whipping. Hyman said on his radio station last week to Simon that the fact that A Korean company owns 80% shares in JPS. Jamaica government shouldn't take it on them head. Make them go find cheap loan. Because them can get loan from Japan for 1.89%. Not us. Philip Paulwell and the PNP talking about sovereign guarantee. Let's listen to Philip Paulwell talk about sovereign guarantee.
You also mentioned that the government could have given them a sovereign, what's that? A sovereign agreement?
Yes, it could also say to them, listen, go out and borrow the money in your name. I will give you a sovereign guarantee. Right, which means that guarantee. I don't have to take the money out of the budget right now. I will put it as debt, and you can borrow it and put it on your book, and hopefully in a 2-year period, an agreement will be reached for you to maintain that as a debt, which the government will back. That to me is a far more plausible way than for. I don't think people realize we keep on talking about 150 million and 350 million. When you break it down into Jamaican dollars,
it's about 50 billion dollars.
50 billion. Billion.
Close
and
to
that
$60 billion.
Coming out of your budget. Out of your budget.
Where is that? Where is that coming from? Where's how we going to find that space in the consolidated fund, Mr. Paulwell? You're a parliamentarian.
Well, you can find it in a number of ways. You will have to raise taxes. You will have.
Hold on. Hey Ninja Man, how you doing? Desmond Valentine. Because I know they have facility to log on, you know. Does PNP know anything other than taxes? You heard? So they can't hide it. It's like if a man is a dog, you can't expect for hear no time come. All when him dress up nice and decent. But them say, you can't take the hog out of the mud, but you can't take the mud out of the hog. Did you just hear Philip Paulwell stated what the PNP would have done? So we just experienced a Category 5 hurricane. And the only thing they can see is taxes. No, tell me God is not a good God. Tell me that God had nothing to do for those atheists in Jamaica, because there are a lot of them. Simon Kraskill is one of them. Yeah, he doesn't believe in God. Big up yourself, Uncle Simon. Suppose the Jamaican people have not spoken and say, we believe, which I was perturbed because when Don Anderson poll findings, let me not say Don, his findings, reported findings, that people said they prefer Mark Golden. However, when the question is asked, who you think will manage the economy and the country better? The same people say Andrew Holness and the JLP. So make it make sense. So is this, and I love to talk about relationship for the person that asked if we only. No, last week, where were you? We were talking about relationship last week. I didn't see you. Some women just have a love for the baby daddy. Yeah. Can't do nothing wrong. You know Sam is a piece of shit, but can I say that on radio? Yeah, man. 10 o'clock gone. But you just love him. So all you find a nice little man who want to take care of you. There's just something, maybe. No, for some women, the man will take all them virginity, you know. Yeah. Something about a man there. You know, just see something and remind you of him, and then just, get weak and yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that's how Westmoreland people are when it come on to the PNP. The only time Westmoreland has voted for the JLP was the snap election 1983 when Manley decided that he wasn't contesting the general election. And 2020, when which was what, 40 years Well, 47, 43, or 37, someone around there. So music music teach, not math. So they voted for the JLP in 2020. And the first opportunity they got to vote out the JLP, the only party, the only administration, and that's another boo-boo. And people to bear with me when we play these things, because again, I don't want you to get upset with me. I know that you guys will not take the discomfort and endure the discomfort. So I listen to them and I will bring it to you. So it's in summary. One lady was telling Mr. Bell, and this is where I believe in giving flowers. There's good in everybody. The first caller Mr. Bell got, she was telling him that if you notice that the same people, let me know, listen to the lie. And this is why I said they're confused. The same PNP is saying, or PNP supporters are saying, they don't see the prime minister, they don't see the government. That is what they have been saying. However, they're saying, you notice that is Andrew running everything himself? Him now make the agriculture minister talk. What lie? Who don't know Floyd Green? Him now make the labor man talk. Who don't know Charles Jr.? Him now make energy talk. Who don't know Darrell Vaz? He now make the finance minister. Who don't know Faval Williams? Him now make the information. Who don't know Dr. D? And I can go on and on and on. Who don't know them? Look when these people go and tour out even the infants running to greet them. Look when Mark was going around. Watch the young people. Watch the kids. I can't forget this photo where Mark was using his big finger them. I mean him thumb. Him big finger them. For you hold down the little pitney, because the little pitney sister go put up this sign and Mark clamp down pan and I said, don't show that. So the PNP saying they're not seeing the government, but them say, Andrew want to do everything. And the young lady said to Mr. Bell, you notice that when the prime minister talks, he says, my administration, or you mean here Michael didn't run any money in Westmoreland? I don't know that. Michael never used to buy no vote. What are you talking about? No, sir. Michael buying votes? No. And I don't believe that Westmoreland people need no money to buy to vote for PNP. I think Westmoreland people have a natural love for their party and party leader, although he has transitioned years now, Michael Manley. I think just like the analogy I use about the baby father or the person that took the virginity or whatever it is. You have some people, them somebody they can't do nothing wrong for them. All of them dislike them because I forgot I'm on TikTok. I can't say certain things. They just hear him name or just him carry on toot and all kind of things start happening to them. Yeah, I don't think nobody in Westmoreland need no money to vote for PNP. If you ask me, I more think that they will want to demand money from the JLP to vote for them than the people. No, man. PNP, them people don't need nothing. And it has shown. Listen, I put out a video the other day and she was saying what Melissa has done is force us to look at the things that we should have been looking at for years. Every life, me depend and repeat this. When you see a photograph with a house being transported on a vehicle or upon horseback or whatever them call it, chariots, you know which parish that is. And that is not a yesterday thing. A man tell me last night, say, the first way they used to move the houses were on light posts. Then put the light post them for lay down a ground and run the house over it, and then them lift up the one they put it and then run it. Yes, that's how them used to transport them. And that has been going on for years in that parish. Okay, DP, so Dayton didn't drop any more. No. I don't know, so I can't say. I'm just saying, I think there's a level of loyalty, blind loyalty from Westmoreland for the PNP. That is my point. I can't say they not run no money. I can't say they not spend no money. Me no know. And I try not to spread propaganda. If you notice, when I'm repeating something, I say I'm repeating it. I'm not reporting it. So if you know something, tell me, man. Me not have a problem with you telling me. Yeah, man. I don't have a problem. PMP don't switch no matter how them suffering. Yeah, that is what I believe. And again, look at East Portland. I've heard the same. That Isaac Buchanan dash out money at East Portland. That's why I'm winning. Me now I'm a proof to that, so me can't come say that. Again, if you ask me, East Portland, which that's where I'm from, let me make sure I declare. So when I talk about East Portland, I have the authority to do the same. And Westmoreland have that in common. East Portland, the first time they vote, no, it's like that kind of, but in recent time, they voted for JLP was 03 when somebody commented a while ago and said when no money never did run. But Manley decided that they were sitting out the general election, the snap election. And actually it's 3 times. So 03, 2019, the by-election for Anne-Marie Vaz, and then 2020. Yep. East Portland people, they have nothing to show for the blind loyalty that they have for the PNP. I was told that the only way PNP would have lost the election is if a Shaka Fame had run. Same Colin Anthony, Colin Bell? Yes. That is what East Portland people say. See that? Simone no. Simone a Portlander. PNP is East Portland. Remember even the by-election when Dr. Peter Phillips was asked by the TVJ journalists if him think Damien was going to win, his response was, Portland, East Portland is PNP country. Yeah, it's PNP country. So there's something about the PNP that Westmoreland is in love with. Get some comments from TikTok, so let me try to get through some of them. And you guys, thanks for commenting, even on the live. Remember, we're live on Vibes Corner Radio of Connecticut. So you can download, you can follow us, you can download our app and all of that. Big up yourself, boss man. The JLP lied when they said that Mark Golden was born in England. All right, me just read what me get. I don't know what's the relevance of that. When this picture took, so let's jump all over the place now. So the picture that they're talking about on TikTok, and I started talking about it. So the prime minister did something that I don't think, if I was a prime minister, then I would have to. I didn't have a chance. But he went to the sovereign area of Jamaica that Curry talks so highly about. They have their own autonomy and their own government and all of these things. So if you don't have an own government, why you need taxpayer money for help? No? A compound should have fixed up. And when the prime minister, I saw a post he made because I was making a big thing out of this. When Mark Golden goes to a compound, Curry posts everything. Smiling up. You can see it for those of you who are on TikTok. I know me make the picture, Kerry, so I can't put Andrew on top. Do one thing and send it to me. Me change it right now, ma'am. Curry posts everything and he's smiling and everything with the former colonizer. These are the things why PNP hate me, but I talk facts. Go and check it for yourself. And I don't intend to offend any person or people who, even that wrong, is not persons. More than one is people. If you take on the if you take on this whole thing of calling yourself a Maroon, I will no brief for Maroons. From I learned that they signed a treaty, part of the treaty that they signed, part of the agreement was to return their own brothers and sisters who was trying to seek a better life, running away from captivity. And the agreement was unalive them, bring if it's even their matching pair of ears. History repeating itself, V. Yep, there you go. When I saw Curry making all kind of posts the other day and attended the PMP conference and all of these things, yep, I say, wow, look at it. The way they embrace this white British man. So for the person on TikTok talking about JLP lied, and me never hear one official from the JLP say nothing about. Of course, Daryl Vaz was playing politics and questioning if he was or not, and about his birth certificate and why he waited until he was 43 years old to apply for a Jamaican passport. Why? Yeah, so politics is politics. So some people are naive. It is what it is. Would you loan taxpayer money to a private institution which cannot prove that they can repay? That's a question from Huru. That's how you pronounce it? Yes, I would. Because, and I said this on my live last night on TikTok, you remember the recession? Didn't the United States government, let me go back to something else first. So this lady, quickly. So this lady was, she was taking up issue with the Prime Minister saying the Andrew Holness administration or my administration. And Mr. Bell clearly tried to educate that lady and telling her, no, it is. The Parliament does not recognize no party. So if you notice when the Speaker of the House is talking, the Speaker say, member from St. Catherine South, member from Westmoreland East, member, yes. Not even a name you're not supposed to call in a parliament. But you have some people, and that is what I was saying earlier, because all of us have this freedom. Some of us is our neighbor Wi-Fi. We jump and talking all kind of crap stuff that we don't know and expose how ignorant we are. Because when you're going to come and try to criticize the Prime Minister for saying something that is legitimate, it is the Andrew Holness administration. For St. Vincent, it is the Dr. Friday administration. For America, it is the Trump administration. You have a problem with that? With facts? With truth? So again, not begging any friend, but giving Mr. Bell his flowers, because he did let the young lady know that no, the Prime Minister is right. There's also a clip, I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but Mr. Bell started the show by saying the Prime Minister is right when he say we need to start a war on lies. And Mr. Bell, I don't know who showed him the light, but him never sound arm. I don't know if him have some little something brew within him party where cause him to attack a kind of way. Because he was saying there are lies, indeed there are lies out there. There are JLP supporters who are telling lies. That is what Mr. repeating now, not reporting. Mr. Bell say there are JLP's vloggers and bloggers out there who are spreading lies and things. And there are also PNP, which is the part that kind of wrong, Mr. Bell. Like PNP people might tell lie. Me not hear no lie from no JLP yet. I was on a live up to Friday night, and this man was saying that Andrew Holness are wicked because Manly did move adverse possession from 60 years to 20 years, and wicked, that's what they call Prime Minister, wicked Andrew move it back to 60. And I say, sir, not no go so. And him say, yes, you can't tell me nothing kind of 70s Manly where I am. I say, you know what? And somebody said this, I think it was Jamaican Yardi on my live this morning. Something that is beating the PNP is the fact that there's something called the internet, which I will never curse. Because anything you want to know, all you have to do is even ask whatever is your provider, whether it's Siri or Google or whatever it is. You can ask it. If you don't know to spell the word or whatever, you can anyway read whatever out to you. This adverse acquisition for the 60 years coming from a 1938 sitting, whatever, have nothing to do with Manly. What is the truth, though? Because I believe in truth. So the JLP is saying that they want to increase both private owned land and crown land for the acquisition to be adverse acquisition to be up to 60 years. And PNP have a problem with that because the PNP is saying, no, we need to reduce even the 60 years of crown land to 25 years. And I am saying, suppose God did bless me one way and me have much land. And God bless me with one boy. I say I did more than one. And we have live out of Jamaica and whatever and something and thing. Me not think you right for somebody just live on my land for 12 years and decide to them a techie. Me not think so that right. But you see, PNP believe in us on something which if we no, not gonna know again. When answering Uru question, if I was the Prime Minister, government, or cabinet, if I would have loaned a private company, and this is not just a private company. Remember that JPS have the monopoly on power in Jamaica. They're not the sole provider of electricity, so enough people don't know that. But they have the license to distribute electricity. Another boo-boo that I heard Philip Palwell made. In Parliament, talking about the government need to relax the laws on sharing of electricity. And when me hear me just laugh at me, I say, you see, again, they have proven me right. A lot of these educated, because Philip Palwell is a lawyer. They know the law, they know what is right, but they try to create this dark shadow over the Andrew Holness administration to make them look like them is the wickedest. That was a dog whistle. When Philip Palwell said the government should relax the laws of sharing electricity in this time of calamity. And Vas clap back. Which government are going to lock you up? Because you have solar, which Philip Palwell does, him not depend on the grid. So I even asked it as a question. I say, hold on, is it that Philip want to sell his neighbors some electricity? That's why I'm bringing this up. The only thing wrong in that is if you're going to charge your neighbor. So if JPS come and give you light, and your neighbor next door don't have no light, and JPS worker can't tell you when they're coming back and you run an extension over there, nobody is going to imprison you, Philip Palwell, and you know this, sir. You know this. But again, and I hear more and more people keep on repeating it, it's intentional that the smart or the educated members of the PNP know that their masses don't read, do not research, they don't have the ability to think for themselves. So when they hear, and they still, like I said before, and I have proof, when they hear the minister, because it seems as if this minister thing take you to your grave. When they hear the former minister make a statement, they repeat it like it's gospel. So guess what happened? Jamaica should have get outraged and cuss Andrew Holness and them and say are wicked because they don't want to lock up people. That's the next thing that they do. They create false narrative. They create straw men, and then they try to tear it down. Philip Palwell, shame on you, sir. You know better than that. In a calamity, nobody ever get locked up for share little light with them thing. In fact, if you ask me, because I said it up last night, my father took light from neighbors for 13 years. 13 years. And I'm run him light. So back to the question answering this person on TikTok. What you don't understand and what Philip Palwell and Dr. does, because I don't know if you guys heard the similarity. So they decided that 150 million US sound to a little bit. So let's do the calculation for them and say it is 24 billion. And you hear Shaka say, so 24, so two fours are 8, 2 twos are 4, so 48. Now so you go, 24 and 24, 48. But minister, that is almost 50 billion. No man, that is close to 60. That's what them do. Them inflate things just to make it sound bad. Let's slow down. Just in case any of them are watching, so we can teach them something. Because we can sound better, you know. And the good thing is people are fool like 30, 40 years where when PNP and when RGR and Gleaner say something, they run with it like a gospel. Again, thanks for the internet. If I want to know what Portia Simpson last budget presentation was, I can just Google it and I get it. Yes. So that is something that is beating the PNP so bad. And I want to big up Papa Nana, because Papa Nana dropped one word a couple of weeks ago. And me said that word is so true. Papa Nana said, the PNP ears do not hear what their mouth say. And it's applicable with what I just explained a while ago. Because Philip Powell is saying JPS cannot get a cent from international whatever, because they only have 2 years left on their license, the contract. Right? So nobody now go put up no money if you say whatever, which is foolishness again, because guess what? Like I was explaining to the person on TikTok, I don't see JPS going under. And I was sharing this and some of the labor right, I don't know if they may take offense to it and some people live the past week. But I'm saying the Prime Minister, the Minister of Energy, have not yet say JPS will never ever get back a license in Jamaica. Him never said that. Them never said that. So again, the false narrative and the straw man that the PNP is coming up, they're making it seem. May I have the clip? May I go play it? Philip Paulwell said that when the minister wrote to the JPS and the letter, whatever was entailed, JPS, I said, hold on, why Philip Paulwell sound like him represent JPS? So? Are you the liar for JPS? Like, him have some shares, like some little traffic guru or something did go on where we don't know about? Because he sounds so eloquently representing them. He stated that, and if you're watching Sir Paulwell, big up yourself. Philip Paulwell is saying, they won't get the money. Now go get the money because nobody now go get them. Right? The government is saying, we will not renew the license in its current form. And as gone to Philip Paulwell, them agree with that. But Philip is making it say, and this is what he said. He said that JPS interpret the letter from the government that they won't get the license renewed. And I'm like, this man. That's what they say it in Africa. Nothing like that. Minister Vaz came out. Mr. Vaz, you owe me an interview, no, sir. We never used to live like this at Portland. Come on. Can I get an interview, Sir Paulwell? I mean, not Sir Paulwell. I mean, if Sir Paulwell want to give me an interview, sure. But Minister Vaz, you mind blessing my platform, sir? Minister Vaz stated that we will not renew the contract in its current form. However, if we decide to change things for suit that the Jamaican people can benefit. So you see again, anytime you complain about a highlight bill and something, the first man who's supposed to want to crucify Philip Paulwell, you know. Everything that we have been, the hand that JPS have dealt us, Philip Paulwell. So him should be one of the last person talking about no energy, nothing. And no license and no whatever. No, sir. Not you. You're not even have, yes, again, Philip not even use JPS. So those of us who are paying this whatever bill, Philip laugh off and I say, you only can't stay there. What are you talking about? Oh, your light bill went up because the crude oil went up. Oh, really? You have a line item called PAM, paying for stolen. That's another lie when me hear them I try to explain. Them say you're paying for thief in light. And let me go back to Westmoreland. Is it that Mark have a problem with people thieving light in Hanover and Westmoreland? So he's saying that because people thief light at them place, they not forget about the light. Mark, man, like, sometimes I wish I could have, like, hear him thoughts. Like, for real. Because, again, don't miss the point. The PNP is saying the government should allow, and that is the conflict. What I'm saying, Philip Palwell, you're saying the government should allow them to go and get the money themselves. And I play about the sovereign guarantee, which, again, Philip, you're a liar. I'm not a liar. But me, I'm an idiot. If the government do what you're saying they should have done, it's still the government debt. Because it would be them giving a guarantee to JPS to say, no, we're on yourself, man. If we no default, we are going to take up the slack. We are going to pick it up. That's what it means. And as gone to the PNP, the government broke. So where them are going to get money from? And you know what I like about this? The opposition, and this is the problem with the relief. This is the problem with the relief. The opposition, just like how the Jamaican people have no idea how much money they have gotten from the website that they launched, just like how them don't know that, they will not know. Or, I shouldn't have said them don't know, because the government is transparent. Even every minute me see some declaration of how much money we get on something. You realize the lie that them start now? Because at first them say, oh, the money I got thief out, because when the government is like, we haven't started spending that money yet. Like, what not talk about? Then I'm going to find something else to say. Oh, so people are suffer. That's what's trying to put that forward. People are suffer and are not spending the money. And I heard Minister Morgan on a live Saturday night. I mean, I said, hold on. My mother writing a car. What your mother say? Why you not going to politics? I sure say, who can recall? V, can you recall? Simone, Cathy, can you guys recall how they did the administration in COVID? Remember them say, oh, the Prime Minister wicked because him have the seafarers them out there and now bring them in? And oh, them use the hotel, them bring them in. And then what happened? The opposition dance for joy. When the Auditor General go do them something and say, the Ministry of Health did not follow proper procedure. As much as them never say, the money never spent or whatever, the procedure wasn't followed. So, once bitten, twice shy. The Prime Minister said, no, not do me that. So make them ball for 50 million, all them want. Because again, make it make sense, Mark Golden. Every 63 MP forget $50 million for do what? Those don't understand finance. Obviously, he has light. And I laugh, but that is a serious point. That is what I said to Kaya last night on my live. Me feel like not even me not supposed to talk about this light situation so much in Westmoreland and over, because I'm not there. I'm not even in Jamaica. So, and I make a comparison to even the SOE. Speaking of which, sorry for that all over the place, but people, when ready for rejoice, so on a live to see murder under, sorry, I can't say that, unaliving under 700 in Jamaica. No, be honest with yourself. Whether you're PMP or JLP, you did think you would have lived to see that in such a short period of time? Last year, this time, the number was at 1,000 odd. The 1st of December. So 30 days to go. So please, Mr. Mark Golden, please not tell the people them say, come on, turn up the thing, get wicked pan them. Please, sir, do. Please. And I see somebody with sense here responding to the question on TikTok saying, yes, once your loan is secure either way, and that's what the government is doing. Exactly. So when I hear PMP trying to make it sound as if the government is taking up taxpayer money and just dash away, just give it away, it is a lie. The government is saying the 26% that don't have any light, we want to fast track this because, again, It's not like JPS say, boy, we can't, like the argument the PMP put forward. JPS is not saying that we cannot raise the fund and we can't whatever, you know. What JPS put on the table is that, which I think JPS is playing game. Me not want to brief for them. Me think cause business is business. Enough time when me do some work, I look at me, I say, when I price it, me I say, you know what, I never price it right, cause me should have cushion myself one way with just in case me need to go buy back something else or something, man. Yeah. So I believe that JPS is playing game. But this argument that PNP and Ralston Hyman and the rest of them have saying that the government should not, you know what? This analogy just coming in my head. I'm going to big up my farmer landlord. Me and my landlord did reach a place where we had that level of agreement where I remember one year I had this back door at my bedroom. It was board, and water did beat it out and the bottom part is so rotten out. I'm just call my landlord and I say, landlord Ray, at Christmas, me want to go paint up my house and whatever. And my landlord say, yeah man, go ahead and think, just keep the receipts. So it did reach a point, the relationship I had with my landlord, where whatever improvement I did on her property, because it's hers, not mine, I come up with my money because I'm living at the house. So Philip Palwell, Dr. Daz, Shaka Fame, Iman, whatever, Ralston Iman, the whole of me ask you something. Hero, wherever one name, I just asked a question a while ago. Yeah, tell me, say, if you live in a one rent house and a your house, and one louver broke out or something, you have your baby just come from hospital, newborn, you are going to make fresh air come in pan the picnic in the house because the landlord say, here what happened? Let's wait until 6 months before, you know, me just change out all of the window pane them. Yeah, just wait. Don't do nothing. No kind of way off. Analogy them kind of have that thing there. But are you telling me that's what you do? People are suffer. I saw a report yesterday from Observer saying that women are being taken advantage of sexually after the passing of Melissa. And this is how my brain work. I'm like, and I believe the lack of electricity is playing a role to that, if it's even street light. So you're okay with one little 15-year-old can't walk on road because no light not on the road no more. So we still have these unscrupulous people amongst us that it want to snatch up people picnic and all of that. Different levels, even just in the community, because no light no people who have them plans for do all kind of manner of evil. They are succeeding. The PNP is asking for accountability, and only thieves would have a problem with that. Okay, all right. Let's debunk that. Again, sir or ma'am, I don't know what you are. Mark Golden say, do not disperse no money until we know where the rest is coming from. If we go with that plan, sir or ma'am, that means the people who are on the light now, gonna get no light till April, May, June. I'm done with you, because obviously you're not get it and you're not get it. Wow. Palwell is the one who sell GPS. One day if you remember. Was it Palwell or PJ? So I have some more clips. And let me say thanks to somebody just sent me something and say this page. Let's digress for a little bit. I have 24 minutes to go. So this came in my head the other day. So we're digressing. The person who know why you're not about politics. This is not about politics. We need electricity to enhance production. No, they don't get that, Simone, and they don't. You see, PMP don't believe in production, and they don't believe in work either. They believe in handout. So again, the money that came in, you know, me have a piece of clip for play. On the ear, so the private sector decides them to put up. I think the figure is, don't quote me on this, something like 9 billion US for us to get back on track. And private sector said them are going to put up 7 billion. That's like something like 80% of it. They didn't even know, so the same loan something we are talking about. The agreement is there for 5 years. When they didn't know, say, if JPS not get back the contract, with money still now go down the drain, because if we're going to acquire JPS, right, that's how we now have to think about 100. And let me listen to say something else, because I hear them trying to create a mystery for this. The minister say he's ready, he's prepared to do anything it takes to speed up people getting back light. So if it means to come up with the next 150, because remember, so them get a 50 million pull down from OUR, whatever. So it's not 200 like that he mentioned at first. It's 150 would be outstanding. And the minister say we are prepared if that's what it needs. We're not waiting until. So let's count on our finger like when we used to go basic school. So we're in December, right? We know say from January to June is 6 months. But make we do it for the slow one them. The one about at the back of the class, stand up and make we count. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Really wicked enough for one of the people them wait till July. Forget back little lights. Under the premise that, oh no, we're just asking for accountability, and it's only thieves have a problem with people question. First and foremost, UNO is not government. If you people don't want to be government, no, that vote for no. And I told you before, and I'm seeing it now, and I'm happy. I believe that the first 2 terms, the prime minister was a bit too graceful. And he was trying to be right. Remember even, what's name, Golden? Bruce Golden said that Andrew have some leverage and stuff. My word, not his right now. That any prime minister wish they had, but he wasn't using it right. I said it the other night, and I shall repeat it. By now, we know. You will never hear a JFJ ask the PMP, so how much money on earn on a raise yet? You're not gonna hear them thing. And I can tell you, they're gonna say, and Deon Jackson Miller is going to say, no, we don't need to question the PNP. We need to hold the government accountable. Make it make sense. Shouldn't we be holding our elected officials accountable? So them could not promote support Jamaica.gov.jm. But they want to come and dictate to the government how they should utilize that fund. The insurance money where Dr. Clark did have to beg them to pass the bill for the catastrophic ban. Them did that, yeah. But now them want to dictate how the money is supposed to be spent. It's not everyone that talk about Andrew is a PMP or JLP. People never vote, don't have a voter's ID. What is the rest of that, Louis? I want to see the rest of that comment. That's another lie that some PMP, them undercover. And they're saying, oh, me no PMP and me no JLP, but you can just, once them open them out, you know, anybody coming out and calling Dr. Holness a thief is a PNP. And I make no bones about that. Anybody is saying that the government is not managing the economy or the country properly is a PMP. Yes, that's my point. I'm saying the opposition members, they're elected officials. So why we can't? And I'm saying, me know how them think, because even Ricardo Brooks may have a problem with. Anytime Carl from Clarendon questioning JFJ, you notice how quiet they are? You'll never hear JFJ come out and like I hear Cliff said earlier today. How much percent fall in unaliving? And you have a Peter Bunting saying that the government, no kudos to the government for this. Let's only big up the police. But when things go wrong, when an infection cause lives to be lost at Jubilee or wherever, they want the Minister of Health to resign. Yeah. So let's listen to some more clips. Philip Paulwell voice. Talk to it, Sir Paulwell. Talk to it. I mean, I'm a receipt them, I'm not telling a lie for nobody. That's the next thing.
So if they don't get that, they only have half of that. If the balance is not forthcoming, then the country, those people in the West will have to wait until April, May, or even June to get back electricity.
What did I just say a while ago? And I'm going to play it over.
So if they don't get that,
the same individuals who are saying the government should not give the loan are the same people who are talking out of the other side of the mouth. And like I said, the opposite, me feel say sometimes the opposition ain't glad to them in our opposition. Because when you're in a government, you're not a responsibility. You still get your money, you know. MP get government vehicle now. Opposition MP not get government vehicle. But them still get, I call the other day how much million the Prime Minister said them are going to get. So them have them powers. Philip is saying it. If the JPS don't get the money, the people them way at the back of the class, listen, open out on the ears, clean out the wax.
they only have half of that. If the balance is not forthcoming, then the country, those people in the West will have to wait until April, May, or even June to get back electricity.
Oh, no, tap up a like, you know. Tap up a like, no, please. Tap up the screen.
Thing though, Philip, is that what if, we put up this on.
And I know YouTube people may tell you to tap up the screen.
And I ask you a question and
like.
I know the answer to, but I want to tell the people. And when we reach the end of December, JPS say, listen, me tell us at 350 more and me now can deliver February. What happens?
The government will have to find it, and if it can't, darkness until it can be found.
I have a call on the line, Sir Paul. Well, I just want to take one question and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
Call up, morning, one question.
Hi, morning, good morning, Colin. How you doing? But there, man, but there. Aye, let me say good morning.
This is not just a caller. This is one of the PNP mouthpiece. He's on Newstalk. His name is Conrad O'Brien. And I have a clip that I want to play, which I titled PNP want another backsliding. So they want a snap election. You're going to hear more about that.
To the man who is arguably the guru and energy, not just in Jamaica, but indeed in the Caribbean, former Minister Philip Paulwell and a member of Parliament.
Talking about Astrid's neck is in the sun. Listen.
For East Kingston and Port Royal. Hi, Philip, how you doing, man?
Very good. I can barely hear you though. You have to shout out a little more.
All right, I crank him up a little.
Yeah.
Yes. Morning, Philip. How you doing? Philip,
I'm fine.
I am going to... Is he hearing me?
Yes.
Yes. I am putting a question to you, Philip. And first of all, will you be bold on Tuesday in the House of Representatives and call for the Minister of Energy resignation? Because indeed, Colin, when we Philip, when we examine everything based on your utterance and so on, this has to do with competence. The present Minister of Energy is not competent. He is not up to the task. He is just full with bravado, arrogance, and so on.
Never sue the other driver after a car.
Come on, look at that.
The people of Jamaica suffer. You just mentioned, Colin, Philip, the conversation as to exactly how we could get out of this by going to the table and have proper discussion. What say you, Mr. Paula?
Well, I think it should require the minister or the prime minister to demand the resignation of the minister. When we in opposition call for it, it's almost a guarantee that it will never happen. But yes, I have no difficulty in saying the minister should resign over this matter.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paula.
So, I told you guys earlier, you see that one here a while ago, some of you for the very first time, talking points. So, as of Tuesday, when you hear them start ask for the resignation of the minister because of incompetence. This is how them start them thing. And they test it out on their lives. They test it out on their YouTube pages and sow the seed into their believers. The liars and the discord. And because I hear what Obi say? O'Brien, Conrad O'Brien. And I believe all he lives up to the first part of his name, Con. Telling Philip Paulwell, note this. And this is why I do it. When me hear even Mark sometime I call for something, me hear Shaka call for them something a long time. The only thing me not hear Shaka for him a call for, when Mark a call for, is free access to beaches in Jamaica. If you know, you know. You're not going to hear calling a call for that. But Mark is calling for that. But this is how they test the water. This is how they tell their MPs that you need to do this and you need to do that. Yeah. You need to do this and you need to do that. Talk about good. No, I'm not ready to play that clip there yet. Let's play this one. Not playing that one either yet. Let's play this one. PNP, this is what they want. They're saying you don't have to wait. They hear people on radio talking about 5 years.
Are forced to resign. That sort of thing. So it need not be a 5-year situation. If the people of Jamaica is serious and they believe that, listen, Prime Minister Holness and the JP administration not carrying out the mandate to govern in a satisfactory way for the people, they can put pressure on the government, and the government will be duty bound to go to the poll before the 5-year period.
We have a call on.
Bear that in mind.
We have a call on the line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
So that clip, I didn't catch it at the part where Conrad O'Brien, because we need to start calling them out, you know. Yeah, man. We need to start calling out the mischief makers. And these are some of them when they're on the show, they talk about, oh, we speak the truth. And because I can't tell you this, PNP truth is not truth. Remember when Kelly and Conway, they talk about alternative facts? PNP believe in that. He was saying, contrary to what we know as fact, that the life of an administration in Jamaica is for 5 years. What is today's date? December 1. So in 2 days' time, September, October, we may love count by my finger, them said we. It's slow and them round about. September election, September 3rd. October, November, December. In a 90-day span, PNP is talking about the people need to turn up the pressure on the administration and force them to either resign or call an election. Now tell me. And these are the people talking about, oh, you don't notice our JLP, them still talk about September 3rd? No. That is part of the problem on of, because there are people who still have not grappled with the fact that Andrew Holness is a prime minister for a 3rd term. And I hear JLP vloggers talking about a 4th term already. Yeah. So again, I think Andrew is doing the right thing. So me know Westmoreland people them also got better than what they may have. But me now hold my breath, so them I go say, you know what? We see that this man is a good man, so we're gonna vote. I am not holding my breath on that one because I don't want to suffocate. You know what I say? I don't want to unalive myself. Because PNP people are ungrateful. So maybe how the JLP will benefit from the good work that the Prime Minister is doing. I said it last night. A 13-year-old will be able to vote in the next election if it's a full 5-year term. A 13-year-old will be 18 in the next 5 years. So if you have one grandmother or grandfather where them benefit forget one of the government house them, no. And the picnic grow up and say, boy, I don't know why them people I did have vote PNP. I saw you go to see a thing. And I said, boy, I have a roof over my head now because I Andrew Holness. Remember, they made a big thing about the 1-1 house. That's how they put it, you know. The 1-1 house, them where the Prime Minister open. And I want to play a threat because this is how I take it. You have some irresponsible people. PMP wants, yeah. Threat. This man goes by the name Marshy. Big supporter to Colin Bell show. This is what he said last Saturday morning.
Mr. Prime Minister, you say you're not afraid of nobody, but you must remember Indira Gandhi of India. You know who assassinated her? Her bodyguard.
Don't even go there, son.
Play it again.
Mr. Prime Minister, you say you're not afraid of nobody, but
Marshy.
you must remember
PMP
Indira
Marshy.
Gandhi of India. You know who assassinated her? Her bodyguard.
And again, I like to give my roses. Not beg no friend, but you hear the host trying to warn him and say, don't go there, so. This freedom of expression, it is causing a lot of trouble. And I have lost some friends because I am exercising my constitutional rights to tell things and say things how I see it, comment on things that maybe people not putting or highlighting it the way I am doing it. And I want to pause to say big up to all my PMP friends, because people are people. And if you're going to hate me, dislike me, choose not to converse with me because I am calling out your party and the rubbish that they're doing, so be it. Because I learned this years ago that you never lose a true friend. I know cases of people in the same house, man and woman in the house and one party and yeah, them just, when election time, them go out and them vote for them a vote. What they make sure not to do is have political conversations because everybody are going to defend for them side. So I want to say thanks to God that I don't need to go live 4 times a week to pay my internet bill. So that enabled me to say it how I see it. So if you have a problem with how I see it and share it, and because of that you choose to not associate yourself with me, God go with you. I believe that I am on the right side of history. And like I said it earlier, God is in control. That is why majority of Jamaica, don't listen to how PMP try to spin it and twist it. Talking about, oh, yeah, but we win 28 seats. Let's dissect that. 14 out of that 28 is the 14 garrison that PMP has a stronghold on. And that's a redundancy right there. Where my English friend gone? Because from Mr. Garrison, I don't have to say stronghold anymore, right? Yep. And the other 14 seats are not no safe seats. Because somebody telling me that look out for some by-elections because you have people who win them seats and thought that they would have been lucky. Like the first time MPs with Andrew Holness in 2020. Yeah, we know a couple of them did go lose. Yeah, we know. But there are MPs now that the baptism of fire that they got from Melissa. One man I tried to talk him down the other day because he was saying, him now put him out of ground and talk. You know, sister, I beat the people them get. We vote out Andrew with them ungrateful self. And I said, no, I can't look at it like that. And I was being hypocritical because me not tell a lie. When me look at me here date and say, the hurricane make landfall in my constituency. Remember that the same PMP people them said they never want Dayton Campbell, you know. The same PMP people them said they never want Ian Hills. However, PMP have a way of rounding up their disgruntled cult members. But again, good, I believe, conquer evil. Good conquer evil. Those of who of you have been here night after night, remember, keep on saying, I really didn't have no faith. My faith did weak. Say Andrew was going to win. Because I'm old enough to remember that after Gilbert 88. February, when the election was called by Siaga, the late, Jamaica decided that, boy, Uncle Eddie, we now go with you. You can imagine where Jamaica would have been if those people back in the day had given Edward Siaga 2 terms at least. Can you just imagine after Siaga in record time put back Jamaica on the map, of course with the help of our neighbors, that, trust me, we cannot listen to the PNP. Because if we were, again, me are showing all the things, so proof again. Based on how they came out the other day talking about how Jamaica should have walked out at the UN convention in New York. And the fact that they didn't walk out show that one man tell me the other night, say, my prime minister is supporting baby unalivers. That is what him tell me. Right? Send you the Conrad clip? Yeah, man. No problem. You can imagine if we had a dumb set of leaders. And when I said dumb, I mean, just listen to how the PNP talk. They wanted us to walk out of something that walking in or out, staying, going to the bathroom, none of that never they gonna make no difference. And when I hear PNP talking about Jamaica, he wanted to tour. He wanted his own helicopter to tour the damage. And Jamaica only have 5 helicopters. In a matter of days, President Trump, say whatever you want. This is what I know. A hungry man will take food from anybody, even his enemy. Not me, though. If you tell me, say you don't like me, if you see me on the street side, drive, go on by your business and leave me alone. Don't try to feed me. But a hungry man will take food from his enemy. Is there a parable that go like I'm just make that up? I'm going to copyright it, so don't try to use it. I'm just kidding. A hungry man will take food from an enemy. So say whatever you want to say about Donald Trump. But in a couple of days, American helicopters came to our aid. Mark Golden did not call to his homeland. He didn't call Britain and say, Britain! Speaking of that, the Chinese have sent a medical ship. It's now docked in Jamaica. Barbados, which it sound like PNP want to fool us and talk about me and Matley don't like us because this and Andrew, whatever. Barbados set up a field hospital in Westmoreland thanks to me and Matley and your administration. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to the naysayers. Jamaica is in good hands and Jamaica will bounce back even better. And every time you hear the PNP try to peddle their lies and their bad wishes, which I think they're dumb because I would not want... You think say me and look one woman and she have her man? Zin, me know say she have her man, you know. And me a look her. You think say me I go encourage her, say, run yourself to a wreck and stop sleep at night and not take care of yourself. What me I do with you if you mash up and wreck up and whatever? It seems like that's what PNP want. PNP want Jamaica to burn to ash. What is it that you're going to govern over, sir and ma'ams of the PNP? When you come out and you talk all kind of stuff about the government, you are ignorant because you make up the government. Ask the outcasts how it feel about the PM going to the cockpit country. May I tell you how me feel about that? Daggy, again, I was saying I'm human. The way out Curry talk about Prime Minister wholeness. If it left up to me alone, the Prime Minister not going nowhere. And remember, Maroons in a compound don't pay property tax. See, one of my Maroon friend last night, she sent me a message stating that, remember that because somebody was questioning if Curry talk about them as sovereign, whatever them have, why taxpayer money need to think? Why Curry? I see one of the headlines say the Prime Minister have taxed JDF to replace roofs in the cockpit country. They have about 40 small businesses. And I heard one minister this morning on radio saying the Prime Minister say they need to go in and provide standby generator for these businesses. Again, like I say, part of me, I'm human, so I can think all kind of ways. But regardless of what the Maroons them say, they're still Jamaican. They can't leave Jamaica with nothing but a Jamaican passport if they're going to leave legally. So they are our brothers and sisters. And like I say, the Prime Minister was saying this last night on my live. I wish I can take a page. If me now have nothing else, I'm more rich, I'm more my doctorate too, you know. Big up yourself, Dr. Olness. Yeah. More them chat about my riches to more reach a place there where they just bad mind me for all my house and then something there. Cause yeah, people not dislike nothing that is not good. Nothing that doesn't have value. You don't have people hating on it. People hate things that are good and noble and just. Nobody not hate Mark. Talk it truth. Who hate Mark? Nobody hate Mark's Golden. Nobody at all not hate Mark. What we want from Mark? We don't want nothing from Mark. No. Mark wants something from us. Mark want to be the head. Well, that's our next something. Prepare for it. Hell is about to break loose in the PNP. Remember, I told you so. Portia did say she don't afraid of no boy, no girl, nobody, no. Even that lie they know. Me hear one man I tell one lie say Portia was the Muslim minister of something when she said that lies. Portia said that during the election where she did last to Bruce in halfway tree. Me not afraid of no girl. And I remember that because I was in my former landlord house in New York that year. When the election did for call and then hurricane it come and say, yeah. And when Portia talking half a tree, me not afraid of no girl, no boy, no. And somebody was in the midst watching and the person say, is that your prime minister? And I was embarrassed. So now the prime minister, and maybe I should find that clip and play it before I go. According to Isaac Buchanan, context matters. The prime minister laid out, if you don't make meme, me can make meme too. If you don't tell lies, me I go come and mash down the lies them. And this, it's a war. Because there are people just saying stuff and people repeating it and believing it and running with it. And like I say, even a Shaka Faye, me here agreeing with the prime minister to say, yes, it's true. There are some lies out there that we really need for rage a war on. And Conran O'Brien is saying that Miranda, whatever her name is, I don't remember now, I don't mean that in a negative way. I really don't remember her last name. When she was on a political platform seeking office and saying that she and her team, them train and them this and that and whatever, and them no say, the win now go come so easy. And if a war, and then ready for fight, that is a total different thing. Yeah, but context matter. The prime minister was not raging war, physical war, and no individual. The war is about lies, propaganda, mischief makers, people who want to tell you that Jamaica is in the worst state that it is or can ever be. People like a Hyman, Ralston Hyman, that keep on preaching doom and gloom. Yeah. These are the things that we have to rage war against, but I take comfort in something. You know what I take comfort in? When I hear anybody from the international, Miranda Wellington, thank you very much. When I hear people talk about how they're admiring the good work from the administration, my heart is at ease. And we can look back on the track record. In crisis, although PNP has put a negative spin on it, them say, you know, say everything, every time something real bad happened to Jamaica, JLP in a power. And I would not want to see it any other way. Yes. And Jehole's track record have shown that he's a man that can get the job done. I mentioned this, so I'm going to read it from the Star. Star is reporting that Jamaica on track to record lowest unaliving rate. I have to use that word. I can't use the M word I was told by my TikTok people. Rating nearly 40 years. And they say we're not doing a good, they're not weak. I'm in a part of the government. They're not doing a good job. Yeah. That is what them say. That is what them say. The Chinese hospital ship Silk Road Ark has docked in Jamaica. That's on my page. You guys can follow me on social media, you know. I'm on Facebook as Damian Phillips. That's DAMIANPHILLIPS. I'm on, I forgot something I can't talk about it, something I'll pan them people I think. Westmoreland Field Hospital to be open this week. That means it is up, erected. Don't let anything come to your mind when I use that. People, I'm winding down. Let me say thank you very much. Oh no, let me talk about this as I see it. So there's a photograph for those of you on TikTok, you're seeing it. You see Marky G and Richard Curry smiling. And the next picture, Curry toughing up his face looking at the Prime Minister. I won't even play the video with that lady talking about is the chief bodyguards. You know see that? You know see the police have to take car away? Mm-hmm. Somebody asked me why. Health Minister welcome Barbados Field Hospital in Savlamar. Somebody asked me why would that lady behave like that? And I said because the way our Chief Curry has been talking about the Prime Minister. And again, that is my fear. My fear is people talk about the Prime Minister in some way that they should not talk about the Prime Minister. And you have some other people now where them head partners are righted. And they take it to another level. I alluded to this video earlier. Let's go to it. Where Ian Hills clearly state that they don't want no electricity. So for those sympathizers talking about, nothing is wrong with asking questions. The PNP just want accountability. Lies. I remember the outcast was asking, how did the PNP become Dr. Holness? Yes. Do you remember? Yes, man. Even nationwide, for a good little bit, I heard Cliff with my own ears. One lady call and say, Cliff, is there a reason why this radio station does not mention Dr. Holness as doctor? And Ricardo take him on. If Ricardo have shares in a nation. Ricardo take her on and say, we have made a decision to use Prime Minister instead of doctor. And me here over one next place. One big long alabaloo about whether they if call him doctor or not, and if him doctorate real. Yeah. Hold on. Sit the uno mix up, you know. Because the person who said that say, so hold on, so Shaka Fame not call himself Dr. Fame. Where Fame doctorate come, uno gonna leave me here. Let's play this clip.
So a lot of you have been calling me and asking me, why would we take up $150 million US of taxpayer money in Jamaica and lend to a foreign company? Because JPS is a foreign company. The government only owns 20% of JPS. So I'm going to break it down to where I'm going to try and break it down where the regular man on the street can understand it. So JPS had a license, but they have 2-year leave on the license. The government wrote to JPS and basically tell JPS, well, we're going to renegotiate at some point down the road. We're going to sit down again at the table because you only have 2-year leave on your lease. What happened? Hurricane Melissa came. So JPS said it's around $500 million to fix back all of the broken lines in the country, to fix back everything so you can have electricity. It's going to take $500 million. So JPS wanted to renegotiate, get the negotiations done, and then go out and borrow the money on their own from private bank or from private people. JPS wanted to do that, They wanted to extend the lease, to get some more years on the lease, for go out and go borrow the money on their own because the lease could make them get the money to borrow. You, the taxpayers of this country, wouldn't have to pay no money or lend JPS $150 million. You wouldn't have to do that. The government said, no, we're not doing it, so. We're going to give loan JPS the $150 million for start fixing up the line. Now, Minister Vaz said, you know what, it is $350 million to ensure that you can get electricity between December and January. $350 million. Anything you hear me say is US dollars I'm talking about. So what has happened? The government take $150 million, United States dollars, from the consolidated fund where everybody pay their tax and lend it to the JPS to fix up the lines. Now look, I am of the view that you fix the house first. You give poor people them house first and you help fix up the country first. Make sure you have a roof over your head first. Not to give you electricity first, but make sure you have a roof over your head first. So the majority of citizens in Westmoreland, in St. Elizabeth, in parts of St. James and in parts of Hanover, that you don't have a roof, what the minister is saying is, we will give you the electricity and then we as the government go and deal with the roof thing. Me personally, I would want to see the citizens of Western Westmoreland roof be dealt with first. Christmas is 4 weeks away. Put them in the house first. Put them in a house first. Help them repair first. Help them ensure that they get a roof over their head first. And then ultimately, while we are putting on the roofs on top of the homes across the country or doing repair, negotiate with JPS while they're fixing now. Negotiate with JPS. Put the terms in which we as a country, because I'm upset with JPS at times, but look.
I'm upset with JPS at times. So want to hear it for yourself? So again, back to the confusion, right? You have, and this is a house that is divided won't stand. There are people like a Philip Paulwell saying the JPS could not get money on them own, but you have a Ian Hale saying JPS could have gone out there and get the money for themselves. Ralston Hyman is saying same thing, but they're saying, I am confused. So maybe it's not Pnp confused, it's me confused, because at some point the same person who is saying, no, do not give them the money. Make our brothers and sisters in Westmoreland and Hanover and the rest of the place, them stay without light. Make JPS go get the money. Ralston say Japan will lend money for 1.89 interest rate, whatever. But make it make sense. But as we know, smart people know this. You know that the government do the damn, they don't the damn, right? And again, the mission of the opposition is just to complain, oppose. Yeah. I noted that in a comment, and then they order him, they refer to him. Yeah, but they start use doctor now. But that was like back then. Because Jamaican people, in the other words, need the light. Yeah. So that is the confusing part of it, where I wonder if the PMP followers them must say, what would we believe? What should we believe? Because at one point they're saying, our brothers and sisters need the light. They need whatever. But the government shouldn't be using our money again. Back to this whole paying the debtors, can't Ralston Hyman, paying the debt too quickly, and whatever. And I'm like, me learned this years ago. Anytime I end up in a loan situation, I agreed to pay, say for example, $5 a month. But then when I'm paying $20 a month. And I have lived the benefit of doing that. Again, I'm saying there are smart people who have done the same in the PNP, but they know that them followers don't know nothing about, because how much PNP really go about them to go out on loan. I mean, I talk about the people when you hear every day on radio, auntie. How much of them? These vloggers, how many of them ever run a business or not like that? No. So they know what they're talking to. Listen to this clip. I think it's the final one for the night.
If you're going to give them everything, Simon, then you block it up then.
Why that's so low?
I don't, as I tried to explain to a friend of mine the other day,
This is extremely low, and I don't know why.
it must be a temporary solution.
Is that the volume I turned down? Yep.
The permanent one.
Well, the permanent one goes where the temporary one is, but you don't want.
But where's the
start over?
Cut the sidings and put in the partition. You can use ply.
Who are displaced, where them going to get the wherewithal to do that?
So this is a PNP vlogger saying no to the container houses.
Everything, Simon.
Yes.
Then you block it up then and just not put no partition in it.
I don't, as I tried to explain to a friend of mine the other day, if you're going to put in the container housing, it must be a temporary solution, because...
And then where the permanent one is going to come from?
Well, the permanent one goes where the temporary one is, but you don't want...
But where's the money for the permanent one going to come from?
Well, where is it? Where?
And what happens if we get a category 4 hurricane next year?
The request for the containers, the Prime Minister suggested, was simply that, a request.
But they have made a decision to buy 5,000.
Well, all right, but it's a temporary solution.
But that's what I said to you, Simon. What is the cost for the 5,000?
Well, tell me now, because you're objecting to it, so you must know.
I am hearing...
But like when Simon get annoyed, he's like, all right, I'm done.
6 million for a 2-bedroom. Now, I'm saying this concrete shell that I am suggesting.
Yes.
If you block it up, if you put it in the sides, it can come out at about $3 million. I just did the costing for the material without the siding. And the costing is about $1 million for material to do it. And some of that material is reusable, like the farm board that you're going to use is reusable, so you can use them to make like maybe about 20.
So how many housing solutions are we looking at?
So I am thinking about the same 5,000. And if you bring, like Albert was saying, if you bring the country together, bring all the tradesmen together, bring them down there, within 60 days we can deliver that 5,000. Some people are saying that some of the people have no land tenure. So what government do is you build some of them on government land and move off some of the people from where they are that they have no tenure and put them in those houses. People that are living in rent house, you build back the same place because the landlord will lose the house. So the landlord get back the house and you rent back the people the same way. What we need to try and do is to get people to where they were on the 27th of October at least, or at least close to that position. These concrete frames will last a lifetime. And they will withstand a Category 5 hurricane. And as I said to you a while ago, they will come out less than the container house if the prices that I am hearing is correct. Cut the sidings and put...
Carla, where did you where you got your engineering degree from, sir? I would really want to know. Make whatever you wish of that piece of information, but I'm just sharing to substantiate the point I'm going to be making now, to say even that they're objecting to. This caller was saying on radio, no, don't give the people them no house that is ready to move into, because that's what the container houses are. And there's a make-believe that when you say container house, we are talking about some of the house them, or some of the container them where a man just have done a one place and somebody go take you up and put them in it. No lies. Before I came on, I saw, because you know some phone them I listen to it, right? I saw Walmart advertising a container house. Yeah. And it's something like 12,000 something US. it was displayed for. And them said expansion, maybe you can open me. So no, you now go see no piece of iron, something. Nice thing, electrical run, plumbing run, all of that. This PMP activist is saying no to a moving ready house, but yes to a concrete, and it is word, not mine, shell. So I put this out as a question and I've got various response. So let this marinate in your brain until the next time we speak. If you're in Hanover or Westmoreland or St. Elizabeth or Trelawney or any one of those constituencies that have been damaged by Melissa, if you are in a shelter right now and the government is offering you a concrete shell, 12 by 24 or whatever them say, and a container that has everything, windows, doors, electrical, plumbing, all you need for do is do the external connection. And me know my friend them not go vex with me. But the only way you go say, me I tell you what your answer is. The only time you go say one concrete shell is because it's a PMP. That is the only reason. So until when you get the shell, let's work it through. You get the concrete shell, you know, render, you know, nothing. And you go take your time. So where you go stay? You see a man complaining that you need to move out of you need to move out of the school because school need to keep and all of these things. And you would really prefer a shell. Yeah. Two to two, I'm a prime minister. Two to two. Why I can't play this louder? All right, I'm not getting this to play any louder, so we're going to abort. Let me try one more thing. I really wanted you guys to hear this. Oh, yes, I can turn it up. Never mind.
It is okay for him to criticize everybody, but as soon as the people in turn and start saying, I don't like this, I don't like that.
What if? So that is the clip I was trying to get to you with this young business lady cards saying.
Andrew Owens left administration is not the JLP.
But it's not the GLP. No, man. Hold on. And that's correct. It is correct. Like it or not, it is correct.
It's not about the JLP, about him.
No, but it can't be about. Hold on, Carla. Hold on. No political party has any recognition in the House of Parliament. So if them go in at the House of Parliament and say the GLP-led administration, it would not be right.
But at the end of the day, it is not Andrew's party. If everybody has a ministry, everybody is to be held accountable for what they are in charge.
Yeah, but you have to understand what they are saying. Well, you have to understand. What are they saying? What are they saying?
Right? Every single body that is behind anti-business cannot come up to the plate to become prime minister. There's no succession in this party. Right? But notice this, everybody hitched their card to him for re-election. Because none of them can be for them own enough. So everybody pitched them card for Andrew Owens that they can get re-elected. Take it out of the picture, and a lot of people lose their seat because they did not vote for the MP. They voted for Andrew Owens. And that is why I said they keep on saying that the Andrew Owens will let administration because it's all about him. Just notice that he's the head of everything. My head cook and back washer in everything. Even the people at chance run the ministry, he is involved in everything.
Oh, you know that. Oh, you know that.
They did not have the office in my office, Colin. Look what's sitting in my office. Huh? Everybody will come out, come talk. You realize that
you're not hearing the. Hold on. Some people say they're not hearing the caller low. Hold on. All right, continue, caller.
You realize that everybody has spent money. He is so involved in the finance ministry that the finance minister can't even talk. And everybody I wait for her to come next week Tuesday and come and hear what she have to say. Because we want to hear her.
Always stay now. The caller up now. Everybody here, well on caller. Let them say hello. So, yeah. Everybody here. All right, go ahead now, caller.
Yeah, and his arrogance is what is going to make him lose his base because he's very arrogant. And it's not a pretty look on him.
Well, let me say this to you. Every team have to have a leader, right? And they say that in Jamaica, the politics is leader-centric. So he's carrying the party. And you can't take that from him. And the people around him are...
Despite that, when any, and not because me a come with me and speak like this, but just notice the difference when there's a PNP government. Everybody stand on their own feet. Everybody in ministry, they have to give account for it. Right? Mm-hmm. Just notice that even when Mama P was in her prime, everybody had a say. You could see that the team was working. It was a team.
But they are coalescing around the Prime Minister.
But that is not good, though.
Why? Oh, you mean that's not good? Well, them are hang out them everything on him, so if him fall, everything fall, them no mind.
Exactly my point.
No, but them no mind.
Exactly my point. I realize that. I realize that they don't mind.
You have to understand that too.
And that is why Andrew Owners need to realize what is happening as well, because people see the blood in the water and then start to circle already. So him can't stay there and feel like him and Chris are friends. Him and Chris are not friends because Chris, remember the unstamped letter when gave the sign. So he must have wait until the water really start to get, but then him start to circulate. When December 8 come, because I'm the first one I go step up to the plate.
Oh, Chris.
Chris Tufton, you know, we packed.
I'm gonna step up to the plate for what?
Time.
For what?
No, say Prime Minister, she people doing up on if I think my wait one.
Oh, we'll tell us so. How you get them the something?
Can't run the country.
How you get them the something from?
Can't run the. How will you say? All right, watch it, Colin. In my wait. And you see my dick. So this is somebody saying I chat saying the Chris Award to try to put time up because he noticed to come. Also, when Chris step up to the plate and get the Prime Ministership, when the time he come up, he can finally win back the seat going into the re-election. Chris will step down and give to him.
Wow.
And that's my way, Paul. There's so many things to come. There's so many things to come.
Well, thank you for the call.
So let me say that bad audio is not from my end. Like you heard, the person that responsible for that live, they actually acknowledge that it's on their end because I don't know my thing up, my thing shuts. And I say my thing the pan level way for the pan. So when I hear something not really sound right, it's not me. But yes, talking about some of the rubbish that comes from these people, and you can hear the passion. I am telling you, I give it to PNP because if PNP is telling you that the sun does not shine at day, they are convincing about it. You hear the passion and yeah, you heard it? Yes, man. This is what's going to happen. So first, this person is saying that nobody not did it for represent for take over for no, but yet still can call names. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. No make none to me, if you ask me. Now play nothing else for no, you know. That is it. That is it. That is it. I want to say thank you very much. Hold on, let me check my queue to see if there is anything in here that should have been played or mentioned. There's one clip where me feel like me did want to play, but yeah. So remember, we're here every Monday night at 9 Eastern Standard Time. I still have to mention that because my guest who is in the person that should have been my guest in St. Vincent, they're 1 hour ahead of us. Jesus Lord, thank God PMP is not the government. Comments coming from TikTok. The government is not going to build everyone a house. We need the light. Exactly. So I just changed my background on TikTok. And I wanted to talk about this, but no know me. I go all over the place, and because my thing is not scripted. And for those of you who take offense, this is an opinionated based show, okay? So if you come here and you're hearing, I'm sharing my opinion. Freedom of expression, So just like those who keep on telling me to go and extract vaginal fluid from my mother from time to time, if I'm hurting you that bad, I'm not gonna apologize. So yeah, I saw pictures from the Prime Minister. The first picture I saw was one of what to me appears to be a Starlink. It was in a box with some cables and stuff. So I'm assuming that's a Starlink. I've never touched one or got close to one, so I'm just assuming. The next photograph is one, and I saw a generator on the ground. And there's one that I love. This little girl, she ran and she hugged the Prime Minister. And you could see the sincere happiness on this little girl's face. You would have never known that she is in an area that got some devastation from Melissa. But Corey had none of those pictures on his page. And before I went live last night to talk about it, I made sure look, because I don't want to tell lie on anybody. And there's a photograph on Corey's page. It's a wide shot. There was a gathering at a school, I presume, and you just saw people standing up. Why am I highlighting that? That was by design by the deceptive Richard Curry to imply that the Prime Minister just come and talk. So Abuju Banton can have it on others to say the Prime Minister no care no farmer aid or help to give to anybody. And like I say, on the Prime Minister's page, and I can guarantee it wasn't photoshopped, there is a box handing over to Curry with a Starlink. And at the school, in a compound, there's a generator on the ground. Again, the Prime Minister say him not talk about him something. Me hear somebody a question it and say, oh, the Prime Minister say him give 4 police station generator. They find everything to complain about. You need to figure them. Oh, so you tell me say other police station no get damaged. I'm like, yeah. So again, I'm a photographer, videographer. And they say picture tell 1,000 words. You can use a photograph to not tell what you don't want to tell. So if Curry posts a picture with people just standing and gathering around, no Starlink being showed, no generator, no food, no aid, no nothing, that is giving and are telling a narrative that Andrew just come chat. But what is the truth to the story? The Prime Minister did not visit a compound empty-handed. He brought things for the same people who have been saying all manner of evil about him. That is what the Bible talk about, heaping coal of fire upon them head. Yeah. Curry shouldn't want anything from the Prime Minister the way him talk about him. He should have sat and wait on Mark Golden. And again, go and go do the research for yourself. Part of in the treaty that was signed by the Maroons, a white man must live amongst them. And let me bring it up and read it for you because I'm not telling any lie. Just look at your credit card scenario and use it as a template, paying your debt. Cool now, brother. We know them something and them know too. But JPS is owned partially by Japan and Korea. And what is your point? No, that I know. 1, 2, 3. What is the point you're trying to make? So based on what is saying, or Ian, based on what Ian is saying, is it that the government is supposed to fix houses for the people? Yes. Yes. And answering that cash tea. Even the person voice I hear me playing a lot. He's the first to run out and say the government must give back everybody. And again, it's a win-win for them because everybody that, and you hear him talk about with him disingenuous self about the government need to bring back people at least to where they were on the 27th of July, the 27th of October, beg your pardon. Those houses that Melissa took, it is unfair to call them houses. Those dwelling structure that these people were living in, I am nice to call them squalor. And if you want to take offense, because Melissa have took them. Yes. 60 days to deliver 5,000 houses. This man have sense. Somebody was questioning in the chat. Somebody was asking. I can see tardiness in their eyes. Somebody was asking, so hold on, this man who I talk about how much did he factor in work, man? No, man, him say people are going to go down go work for free. If DP hurting you that bad, stay off his platform. Simon, thanks. Yeah. It is intentional that Richard Curry did not post any photograph. Him couldn't bring himself even post a photograph right now that my TikTok viewers are seeing. With this little girl, this little maroon hugging her prime minister. Richard Curry cannot bring himself to that standard to post that. Because if he does that, or no, I'm going to look up something. I'm like, what am I looking for? He would feel like he did something wrong. So, where's the information? I want to read it for you guys because I'm not making up things. This was the sovereign guarantee, not that one. The treaty between the British and the Jamaican Maroons, signed in 1739, had several key terms. Main provision, I'm okay, I'm going to search it for myself and I have to take my word for it. Condition of hostility. Could go down some more. Military support, return of slaves. Return of runaway slaves. The Maroon agreed to return runaway slaves to their owners in exchange for a bounty. If you don't know what that is, go and look it up yourself. I believe in bringing the horse to the water, not forcing anybody to drink. Additional terms. White collaboration mandate. That is a bullet point. White. WHITE. So I don't feel no way when I see Richard Curry smiling up with Mark Golding and for those who don't know, one of my good friend Nidus asked me the other day, and when I shared this question, I was cussed out on Facebook when I asked if Mark Golding is a white or a black man. Them come for me, but me no business. Nidus was asking, Nidus said him don't know if Mark is black or white. Him say him no know. So when I see Curry loving up on Mark Golding, I am not surprised because the treaty that was signed stated white collaboration mandate. White collaboration mandate. British representatives would. British representative would reside in Maroon Town to maintain communications and relations. When you hear me say, go and look it up for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. Must. They signed to that. The Maroons signed to return slaves to their owner for a bounty. And let me explain, because I like to use analogy. In Jamaica, the contractors who disconnect your light and your water, they don't get paid to make the disconnection. They get paid for the reconnections. So they're happy to disconnect your lights. They're happy to disconnect your water, because the more lights they disconnect is the more light they get to reconnect to get paid for. So the Maroons were happy when slaves ran away, because this was a way for them to receive a bounty, for your return, for our ancestors' return. And certain literatures tell you that all the British were asking for, all Mark Golden descendants were asking for, was a pair of matching ears. So even if the Maroons unalived, and I have a thing against Maroons, I'm sorry. Again, if you love me and you watch me and you share my video and you subscribe to my channel and you tap up my stream on TikTok and you use a Maroon, osh. But when I learned that after Paul Bogle march and the Morant Bay Rebellion, and he ran over to Portland, the neighboring parish, for refuge, who is it that handed over, captured him, instead of providing a safe haven for our hero today, we're celebrating him as such? The Maroons handed him over in Shanshap to the British to be unalived. And I am supposed to hold Maroons at a high regard? As far as I'm concerned, Maroons did nothing for me. Maroons did nothing for my people, because I'm not a Maroon. Yeah. They were happy when they saw a little black girl running away, or a little, and I'm getting so emotional right now, which is wrong, because I don't normally get emotional. I'm just imagining what that was like. They saw a little 12-year-old black girl or black boy, 10-year-old, 8-year-old, running away to say, no, I don't want to be enslaved anymore. And the Maroons saw that as something good, because just like the contractors now that disconnect people light and water, when they get the Rasta to say, you have 14 houses on Summerstone Road to disconnect, them happy. Because that means nobody want to say, oh, Ian Hills, nobody no want them light and water for cut off, sir. Maroons were happy for runaway slaves, because even if they unalive them, they could still get a bounty. And I am supposed to praise. I think the Rastafarians did more for Jamaica than Maroons. I don't think Maroons did a heck for Jamaica. Wanna challenge me on that? You can take it up on social media. PNP them dunce. Marky G can run nothing. Reading comments from TikTok. All I wanna dunce. How much generation did he get? How much donation did he get to donate? So the government should bring them back to the hut then. Thank you. Thank you, Maserati. That is what I was saying. The PNP caller was saying the government must bring back people to where they were, the state they were prior to Melissa, October 28, as if they were living nice and comfortable. What about the lumbers / steel to do the partition for those shells? Did the outcast factor the costs? And he's mentioning or referring to the caller that had that brilliant idea to not give anybody the term. What role did Nanny play? Nanny was a Maroon. And they treated that the Maroon. So this is what happened, Get it. So they run away because this is something that I thought growing up. Me used to always think and overthink things. I thought that Maroon was a set tribe that came from Africa as a tribe, right? And then they decided that they weren't staying on the plantation. So because of that, they ran away. That is the concept I had in my head. Right? Only thing to find out, no. There was no such thing as a tribe called Maroon. They were just Africans that ran away. That's all they were. And because they fought the British twice and beat them, there was a treaty that was signed to say, here what? All right, we're not going to fight no more. But part of the treaty is anybody else, any other Africans that run away, you are, based on this treaty, bound to return them to us. And I don't know if you guys still watch African movies, but I think when I was age 13, I stopped watching the movies because I was developing a hatred for white people. And I don't think it was healthy. The last movie I watched was one of this, guys, remember, it was in South Africa. And it was always white captains. Because even at Jamaica, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the head of it was white people. And they have like the little man them are below them, the little constable them, as the Jamaicans or Africans. So it started off with white. And I remember one of the police, the sergeant, his son was a freedom fighter. And they will go around and torch the white man buildings and all kind of stuff, seeking freedom. And they they arrest his son, not capture, they arrested his son, didn't feed him for days, beat him. And this white man, I was 13, this white man wanted this police officer to whip his own child. And the man did what I would have done. He let out his son and free him. And it was a sad movie because they did find him and unalive him, and the movie ended with the funeral of the boy. I'm saying no, this not healthy. I can't watch this no more. So I had in fact stopped watching African movies because of that JBC used to show every February. It wasn't healthy for me. So I made a decision because but so I just put it in AI asking the question that the person asked in the chat a while ago. What role did Nanny play? Nanny of the Maroon, also known as Queen Nanny or Granny Nanny, played a pivotal role in the Jamaican history as a leader of the Windward Maroons, a community of escaped slaves. So remember I said a while ago, it's not no special. They didn't come here as no Maroon. Escaped slaves born around 1686, likely in Ghana. She arrived in Jamaica and became a key figure in the resistance against British colonial rule. Leadership and military strategy. Nanny led the Windwards Maroon in the guerrilla warfare against the British, utilizing her knowledge of the terrain and African military customs to outmaneuver them. She organized ambush, decoy operation, and counterintelligence tactics, and even used drum signals to communicate with her people. Spiritual leader, legacy and impact. Nanny leadership secured the autonomy of the Maroons community and forced the British to negotiate a treaty granting them lands and freedom. She freed over 1,000 enslaved African and established a self-sustained community in Nanny Town, and that's in my parish. I was proud about those kind of things to know that, oh, Nanny of the Maroon, my parish. Yeah, so big up Moortown people. Recognition, Nanny is celebrated as a national hero in Jamaica with her image featured on the $500 currency note. Her legacy symbolized resistance, resilience, and the fight for freedom. All right, so that is it for Nanny. So yeah, I am still going to hold on to what I said earlier. Part of the British treaty was to return slaves. Yeah, that's why he is a sham. All right, that is it. Anything else anybody want to ask me before I go? Wrapping up now. Let me turn my friend, my producer, saw time for me for me wrap up. But yes, so I cannot stifle my conscience based on the history that they told us. The Maroons played a role in the abolition of slavery in Jamaica. The history shows that there were two wars with the Maroons and the British. But may I say, even after the war, Maroons agree, say, all right, we're done fight now. It's not like they had the war and then that was it. And them just free all of the slave them and blah, blah. No. If that was the case, then I would say, well, yes, let's give thanks to them. But there was a period where they were returning their African brothers and sisters and unaliving them. And again, we cannot refute that. When Paul Bogle burned down Morant Bay and runway got Portland, my parish, trust me, maybe not similar, but me feel the same. I feel like when they vote out Anne-Marie Vaz was a reenactment of them crucifying, can I use that term there? Yeah, crucifying Paul Bogle. Yep. So true. I'm learning. I support that notion. They were living in squalor, and capture land. Everybody take a piece of land and build on it. Yeah, so that's somebody commenting on TikTok. Yeah. Thank you for a great night lessons. I like this. So again, I was saying the opposition GoFundMe. Yes, me keep on ear. Can somebody send that to me? Because I don't want to talk things that I don't know. I haven't seen the opposition GoFundMe. I know that Isaac Buchanan started one, saying that he wants 100,000 US. I know of that. I also know that the PNP did launch a website to get donation, and I see some JLP vloggers saying that the money is missing, and you're not going to hear that from me because I don't know if they got any money at all. So I would have to know that first. I want to know if they got any money, if they have gotten any money, and also how much the amount of them get so far. And then if them say, yes, we get $1 million, and then may I say, where the $1 million there? And then can present that then, right? So, but yeah, I'm not saying that any money is missing because I don't have no facts to that. And if Shaka Fame can call out his callers and tell them, say, no, them wrong, them not have it right, I am not going to sit here and support. That was betrayal to their brothers, Paul Bogle. Exactly. They betray, and that is why, as me say, me have a thing against them because yeah, them fight, but them make them unalive Paul Bogle and Sam Sharp, Maroons. Why they never make up one lie and say, boy, you know, so we not find him. Back to what I said earlier. They just saw this as prey. They didn't care who it was. It was a black man. So once you return a black man, once you hand him over, and then there was a bounty placed on the British did put out a bounty on Sham Sharp and Paul Bogle. So they didn't only just betray our black brothers. They basically sold them into captive again, and we know what happened to Paul Bogle and Sam Sharp. Died a horrible death. And I think me I go make a call. Cause me hear Shaka Fiema call the Prime Minister for come on him live. Prime Minister, you can come on live to please sir. Thanks. Yeah. I think the Maroons owe us an apology. I think the Maroons need to come and ask Jamaica for forgiveness. That is what I'm calling on the Maroons to do. If you don't want me move past this, you don't need to apologize to me for what you do to my four parents them. Because uno is up to me, Maroon and PNP are same thing. Like one cult and not just for them circle them alone for be. Yeah, all right, I don't know. DP, you're not gonna know how much the PM get because the PNP, sorry, get because they don't see themselves as government. No, I know that. I said it earlier. And nobody can question them. Paul Bogle was a JLP and the Maroon a PNP. The people. I want to put PNP and JLP on everything. I want to do it. I want to do it. Anyways, people, I enjoy your company. And thanks for being a part of something that I really like. Last week I asked, I think I was at 1,890 something subscribers. If you're watching the show and you still haven't subscribed, please grant me that favor. My wish is I want to end the year with 2,000 subscribers. So please, 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 please help me do it. Share the link with a friend. And that is something I really not understand. I can't say, oh, I have some friends where want to come here, and I'm calling you guys friends and family. I want to come here every Monday night. I want to support me. Like tonight is a good night. We were above 60 viewers for majority of the show. And how much over there, so? Above 100 and something on TikTok. And I want to tap up his screen at TikTok. I want to share my live. I want to click like on YouTube. And I want to share the link to people. And you know, help me now, please. I don't know what to pick. Yes, DP, the Maroons are PNP. So there's not one. Me know one Maroon while labor, right? Arlene, big up yourself. Me know one Maroon while labor. She says she not labor, right? But me know say she a labor, right? And she like Andrew Owens and she cuss people for Andrew. I'll read the personality she put in them place for Andrew. So yeah. All right, but seriously, that's it. Let me say thank you very much for being a part of the show tonight. Let me thank Vibes Corner Radio for allowing me the platform to just come and talk. Oh, so we do 3 hours tonight. Without me people, Ming, you see you, Akeem, you're not even answer, say you're not forward. And Blazer, yes, me know. You know, want to talk no politics, because you know why people can crucify you. Big up yourself. Lester, you did say you were going to come on. What happened, brother? But so it go. I have friends that keep on saying, Damien, you know that you don't really need nobody on your show, right? I'm like, yeah, but I like hear my own voice. You know, but thanks for those of you who have faith in me. When I see stuff like it's because your background is orange. When I see so that is the radio station. I me tell you no, the owner of the Vibes Corner Radio PMP. So I'm surprised some of the people them radio so long and nobody no say make them kick me off. But I agree with I respect the owner because me kind of feel it boring. If anyway, let's not go in on no more analogy because my analogy them always off. I because your background orange. All right, that is it. 3 hours. Don't get me for 3 hours. Now, see you guys next week if it's the will of the Father. I'll be here to do it all over again. I always say if you guys have topics that you want me to talk about, the number that I put up from time to time, that's my direct number. You can WhatsApp me. Good I know me not get none. I hope me not get none. I hope nobody not call the number here 2 o'clock tomorrow morning try to wake me up and I say, oh, me I watch a show in auntie. The show is 9 p.m. So no, I think I can safely say 9 to midnight because for the last couple of weeks we have been going until midnight and even after. But that is it for tonight. Like I say, if you have any topics, if you have guests that you think would accept an invite, you need no one. No man is an island, no man stand alone. Yeah, so I would never want to bring myself to believe that I don't need anybody. I need people. That's why I'm begging you guys to share the live. Me want to scroll all Facebook and see one of uno share me live over somewhere else. Yeah. All right. So thank you very much for being here tonight. I enjoyed the show. I do apologize for the hiccups at the beginning. That was me trying to just get things run a kind of way, but I'm gonna do some research and find out what I want. So until then, my name is Damon Phillips. They call me DP. You can follow me on X. You can follow me on TikTok. Yeah, my TikTok thing I grow. Thanks to those of you who tap up your screen, send gifts, all of these things. Mama thing shot when I start get a lion and universe and all of this something. I don't know what that mean, but that's what I hear people say. So until then, if you can be good, please be careful.
P stands for Damian Phillips. All who never knew get with it. So if you see a girl's phone and it's my name DP, don't feel no way, or just the habit. Politics, politics, it doesn't matter, me I go talk. Bringing light to the lost so you will get it. DP is my name, please don't spoil it. Big up Portland, St. Thomas, Jamaica and America. Come listen my show. On the corner me I bring, come chat. Voice your concerns. As I share everything, just know it's a general knowledge. Views expressed, you know the rest. Come chat with DP. Call me Damian Phillips. Yeah. So if you see your girl's phone and it's my name DP, don't feel no way, or just the habit. Politics, politics, it doesn't matter, me I go talk. Bringing light to the lost so you will get it. DP is my name, please don't spoil it. Big up Portland, St. Thomas, Jamaica and America. Come listen my show. On the corner me I bring, come chat. Voice your concerns. As I share everything, just know it's a general knowledge. Yeah, views expressed, you know the rest. Come chat with DP. Call me Damian Phillips. Yeah. Come listen my show. On the corner me I bring, come chat. Voice your concerns. As I share everything, just know it's a general knowledge. VP is my name, please don't spoil it. Big up Portland, St. Thomas, Jamaica and America. Come listen my show. On the corner me I bring, come chat. Voice your concerns. As I share everything, just know it's a general knowledge. Just know it's a general knowledge. Views expressed, you know the rest. Come chat with DP. Call me Damian Phillips. Whoa, ooh yeah, Phillips. Call me Damian Phillips. Yeah. Yeah, DP stands for Damian Phillips. All who never knew get with it. So if you see your girl's phone and it's my name DP, don't feel no way.